it's 7 a.m. and we are headed to Keystone to shred. It's a weekend, so we got to get there early. It's gonna be a good day. Get a couple days of practice in before the dew tour starts. Got here bright and early. Gonna go get that first Gandhi. Go up there and shred some park. Every season's good if you end it healthy, and last year I did, so I was pretty stoked. I got some really good podiums that I've never gotten before. I won the Snow Basin Dew Tour, I won the Grand Prix at Mammoth, and then I finally got on the podium at X Games, so all those results really meant a lot to me. I'm really psyched on, the way snowboarding's going. They're focusing on young kids, and a lot of kids are really into the competitive side, which is cool. And for me, being 23, almost the oldest guy, it's pretty scary. At the same time, I'm pretty psyched. I'm still there, I still got it, and I think I will for the next, 5 or 6 years.
Chaz Goldenmon is maybe the nicest guy I've ever met in my life. Just so down to earth, and it's so funny. He was at Keystone the other day and he did a back double cork 10 and did something new with the trick and landed and just like clapped his hands and like was screaming, just so stoked. And he's so genuine and he's so happy all the time. You get stoked watching him be happy.
On the snowboarding side of things, Chaz is our #1 for competition. He just destroys slopestyle competitions all the time.
So here we go, we creeping on the so act like in the street ease, we bubble over.
I grew up on the East Coast in New Hampshire, where the mountains are icy and cold. I started skiing when I was 3, I think. One day, my brother I was waiting for him to get home from school, so I stole his snowboard and dropped in on a little hill and hit a jump. From then on, I was hooked. I got into snowboarding and got on the scene at just the perfect time, and spins were starting to advance, and I don't know, for some reason I've always been really good at spinning backside. I've been doing 1260s since I was 12 years old. It's been pretty important for me to have little goals of progressing the sport in general by myself. Landed the first 1440 in a contest.
He has just landed history, the first ever 1440.
And the first one to do back-to-back 12s in a contest. So those are little things that I'm going to look back on when I'm older and be like, oh, that's why they're doing that, because I did that 10 years ago. It's pretty special, and I feel pretty lucky to, be part of that progression.
I was watching the Olympics, saw Johnny Mosley do a dinner roll, 2002, I think it was, and I was 12 years old right at that point, and it was just like blew my mind. I was blown away and signed me up for mogul skiing and kind of did my 360 the first weekend, and I just thought it was the most fun I've ever had and just fell in love at that point. I mean, I wasn't like an awesome athlete in all the other sports. I played tennis a little bit and just kind of did it for fun, but skiing was like really what I loved, and I really want to take advantage of the time I have doing it, so I'm going to put all my effort into it and really focus and compete to be the best.
Right now the sport's really growing and increasing in popularity, and it's kind of the sky's the limit. Bobby's at the head of the charge, and I think he could do whatever he wants to do with it. I know that he loves competing, and I know that he's really successful at it. So, I think that if he continues to compete, then he's going to thrive and continue winning. With the Olympics coming into play, I know he's going to want to be a part of that, and I think there's a really good chance that he could.
He does his own thing. That's why I think he's on top. He doesn't let the scene or other people get to him. He just keeps his mind in the game at all times. It's just really hard to do.
Last year was the best year of my life, for sure. I don't know, I went in with a different mindset than I ever had before. I took it a little more seriously, but also was enjoying every time I put on my skis. So I was just out there having a good time, but also just putting 100% effort and focusing on skiing. I wasn't going to school at that point, and really just looking at it as a career, and it paid off for me last year, and I got to do so many things that I've wanted to do my whole entire life. It was pretty much just whirlwind, just nonstop, travels, but I was having the best time ever.
For me, the Dew Tour is really important because I'm American, first off. All the contests are here, so it's kind of like my home ground. I think it's a great series, and all the top-level riders come here, so it's really fun to be at.
The fact that we're getting this much exposure in the winter is just amazing. First stop was here at Breckenridge, which was awesome. I got in there and won that one, and it's just changed my life, my whole skiing career, which has been amazing.
Before the Dew Tour, it was just like X Games. Dew Tour is just 3 more opportunities to do well.
I feel like if you want to be at the top of any sport, you have to be working out every single day.
Just got up here, ready to go hit the pipe. It's going to take some getting used to. Going to do some straight air laps, just get a feel for it, and maybe by the end of the sesh today, start doing some tricks.
The first day I was freaking out. We had 4 hours, and I don't think I approached the training day seriously enough. I just thought, you know, it'd be easy, it wouldn't be that big of a deal switching pipes, but I had some pretty serious issues getting used to it. I didn't have any like super painful crashes, but I crashed quite a bit. But today I went out there and it was second day in it, and just doing a bunch of super basic straight air laps helps get used to it. Second day in it, I'm almost feeling 100%. Last year I struggled a bit with my head game. I think I took some contests too seriously, and just like, I just forgot. Like, it's all about, you know, making sure I'm having fun, or else I just don't want to do it anymore. Skiing in general, for me, has always been, I don't want to say team sport, because it's not a team, but it's a group sport. I mean, I don't like skiing by myself. I love skiing with my friends.
Justin is insane. He's on the, he's on the forefront of the pipe movement. He just saw him just do a double cork 1260 in the half pipe today, which is a new trick on the scene, and came off win a Grand Prix, which is amazing.
Justin is probably the most, it's tough to pick a word, but I guess say dangerous competitor to the rest of the field based on his bag of tricks. So whether or not he brings out the entire bag in one run, that's up to him to decide.
He is the craziest guy in the world. I mean, the only thing holding him back would be himself. Like, he definitely has the potential to win every event.
We got slope training this afternoon. It's gonna be sick. Hit the course a few days ago, and it's looking real good, and it's feeling really good. So it's gonna be fun, dude. Everyone's gonna be going at it, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Hopefully you have your run by the day of the contest. Right now, I definitely don't. So it's gonna be kind of crazy going into the contest and kind of figuring it out. Myself, I like to do my run like 3 times, just make sure I have it down and do every single trick, don't leave anything out. So you're just going in with no chance of landing it, You wanna make sure you're consistent. I don't know, just most of all, just make sure you got the speed for everything dialed, because once you have the speed, you can pretty much do any trick you'd like off the jump. I'm out skiing as much as possible, and that's the #1 thing is consistency. You just, repetition, you just do it over and over again, and the muscle memory just gets ingrained in your brain, and it just starts working and clicking, I feel like if you want to be at the top of any sport, you have to be working out every single day. That's pretty much what I do. I'm in the gym probably 4 times a week, and then other than that, jumping on the trampoline, getting my air awareness up at Woodward at Copper, which is a great facility. I want to have a long career, and the only way I'm going to do that is keep my body healthy as long as possible. So I'm trying to eat right, work out, and do all the necessary steps to, be in the game for a while.
The comp circuit it's exhausting. It's really, really hard on you. And if you're not motivated to compete, it'll just chew you up and spit you out.
If you left the contest scene for a while, you probably wouldn't be able to just jump back into it. It takes a lot of effort, and you got to be on the top of your game.
I consider myself now a really competitive person. I want to go to a contest, and I want to do the best I possibly can.
It's kind of like an addiction, the feeling you get when you're up on the podium, and knowing that you rode really well that day. One of those feelings that you just keep wanting to get, and it keeps you in it.
I don't really live anywhere. You know, I'll rent a place for that month of time off that I get a year, but I live out of my bag all year. 1 week you'll be, you know, in Colorado, next in Vermont, next in Japan, next in Europe. There's almost a contest every weekend.
Not many people get to go all over the world and do what they love to do, but it does get really hard being away from home. I've been home in like 5 months and the contest season just started. So it kind of gets hectic, but I got my fiance and my dogs with me, so my family's here with me. This year I got like 40 days in so far, so I've been riding pretty tough. I'm feeling pretty confident, and there's a lot of crazy tricks going down, and I got a pretty sweet run myself, so I just want to put it down, have a good first run to start off the season, and just go from there, see what happens. All right, we got another beautiful day, semifinals. I got little butterflies, but practice has started. Just working out the kinks, should be good, so wish me luck. Pretty stoked on my day. Qualified at third. Wow. What a way to finish the day with some methods. I'm pretty psyched going into Sunday. Change my run a little bit and give it all I got.
Prelims for Dew Tour, my head just wasn't into it. I have a hard time with prelims because it seems like it's all risk, no reward. No matter how good you do, it's like you don't really get any sense of accomplishment. It's just like you passed one stage. We did prelims at the end of the day at like 3 o'clock. The sun was going down, it was really cold, and I couldn't get my head into it. At the top of my run, I usually am all fired up, and I didn't have that. I was like, they're like, you can drop, and I just, like, okay. I just was not into it. I blew it first run, crashed on my dub 12. Pressure was on for second run.
First hit. Got it. Yes. Hold on to it now. Needs to push down the run here.
I really didn't think I was going to land my run, but I just barely held on to it. And ended up getting second. So that was good to get that over with.
So here we go, we creeping on the lot, so act like you're not, it's only 'cause we
Colorado is kind of a doozy. The weather here is consistently inconsistent. I'm pretty prepared for that. I myself, I kind of pray for bad weather. I'm used to riding on the East Coast where it's kind of crappy and low light. It could be anyone's day if it's snowing out.
Everyone has the same conditions, so you're going out in the same exact course as everyone else. I find it an advantage sometimes because a lot of people just get freaked out, and if you stay mentally sound and you just kind of chill out and take it all in, you can really battle the elements and just do the run that you've always been planning on.
For my finals run, I want to step up the rails a little bit. Instead of a cab 9 on the second jump, I want to do cab double 12. I landed that one today in practice, so feeling pretty good about it. If I land it, I'll be stoked.
Watching the contest is always crazy because with the weather, it could be anyone's game, you know? It's always a little nerve-wracking, but snow definitely makes it even more nerve-wracking because you never know how it's going to go.
Chaz Goldemon from New Hampshire, now living in Reno, Tahoe area.
Stalefish, no slide. Backside rodeo 540, very clean, so clean. Off the heels right here. Double cork. Cab 10. Or cab 12, excuse me. Goldemon, 50-50 backside 180. Switch backside 900. Here we go. This is where Chaz excels. Goldemon right there. Double cork.
How
Unbelievable.
about that?
Well, he is happy with that. That's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, that was 5 claims.
He was like in the sweet zone on every landing. It's 88.50 for Chaz Goldemon.
Mark McMorris in second, and Chuck G in third. Give it up for Chaz Goldemon.
It was pretty nerve-wracking, you know, sitting in that third spot. At the same time, I want everybody to land their runs and be safe. I do feel pretty amazing. What better way to start the season with a podium? Never done that in the past, and I feel really strong and, you know, good about the future.
I had a pretty mellow night. Went to bed early, watched a bit of ski footage just to get me psyched. I woke up on the right side of bed, was feeling it.
He's feeling great. I mean, obviously the season started just pretty much perfectly for him. He got the win at the Grand Prix. He's got probably more tricks than anyone else in the game in the pipe, so you know, he's very well equipped for a great season.
He learned, I've heard, about 7 new tricks, you know, multiple double flips in the pipe, and so really the question is, which one is he going to bring out?
The weather, obviously, it throws a bit of a variable in. You know, we've got a certain run in mind. With the fresh snow slowing down the pipe, it's going to be hard to see if you'll be able to maintain the kind of speed you need to throw the bigger tricks down below. Justin is definitely probably one of the most detail-oriented people. He just takes a really thorough approach with everything. Right before he drops, you'll see Justin spends a lot of time just standing there going through the movements and visualizing his tricks.
They call him J-Bone. This is Justin Dory, 22 years of age, out of Vernon, Canada.
One of the most capable superpipe skiers of all the skiers in the line. He's definitely the cat that has the most tricks. What is he going to drop into? First and foremost, the double cork 1260 as well. Landed. And look at this, alley-oop flatspin 360 matching creep. And a switch 900 mid-pipe for Dory. 2.5 full spin, switch right side 720, looking for the grab there. And Dory all over the place, spinning both directions all the way down the pipe.
The Canadian laid it down. That was a phenomenal run. So Justin Dory, his score a 91.25.
Weather was really snowy. I mean, I've had worse for sure, but it was definitely snowing real hard. The wind wasn't bothering us too much, but we, most of us have good ski techs up there, so we had pretty fast skis, and it didn't affect us too much. Ended up second, and I'm pumped.
All right, dude, we're here at the Winter Dew Tour Finals today, slopestyle. It's dumping super hard. Speed looks a little slow, but I think we'll be all right. I got my skis all waxed up, ready to go, and it's gonna be a sick show. It all starts the night before, kind of just lying in my bed, listening to music, just thinking about everything, and wake up super early, and then it's pretty much game time.
And there's Bobby, who's like the contest dude. Like he's the man right now. He's the guy to beat. Skiing's, you know, don't get me wrong, is all about having fun, but Bobby is like, he's serious. He means business. So when he's competing, he's on another level.
It's crazy how good he is. Like, just super consistent and like makes the hardest tricks look easy. And I mean, I wish I could jump like him. Not quite that good, but yeah, no, he's probably like the best poster child in skiing right now.
This year is a little more pressure, I feel like, but I'm still trying to go in with the same attitude I've always skied with, and I'm feeling good. I've learned a bunch of new tricks and just trying to stay up there again, trying to be on the innovative side of things.
All the pressure definitely gets to him a little bit, like having to do like interviews like this all the time and stuff like that, but he stays focused.
When you're at the top of the contest and he's at the top of the course and he's looking down, he's about to go for his run, it's like there's nothing there, there's no weight on his shoulders. He's just totally in the zone. He knows what he has to do. He doesn't think about it, he just does it, and that's a mindset that a lot of people don't have. There's a ton of skiers that are amazing and have crazy runs, but they can't put it down when the time comes, and Bobby's got that consistency. It's just a head game.
Here he is, Breckenridge own 19-year-old Bobby Brown. One of the many free skiers who took a page out of the Johnny Showtime Mosley and said, I can do that, and maybe I'll take it to the next level.
Look at that, nice big switch, right side 720, grabbing high mute for Brown. Here's the switch, double flip, Japan 900. So far, so good for Brown. And he is going to be hitting the rainbow rail. Nice 450 on, 270 out. So far, so good.
Bobby
Brown, nice big corked right side 720, slowing things down a little bit. And now into the final jump. Here's the double cork 1080 for Brown, and no question on that landing, Todd.
Wow, that was impressive. Bobby Brown says hello to the 90s, 92.25. So the Breckenridge local is on the podium.
Yeah, you know, I weigh a lot, and so I just go out and just charge and just do my thing. You know, just totally block the elements out of my mind. Just go out and do what I need to do. Just ski. Alexi absolutely destroyed it. Just cleaned the run, and just having so much fun out here. It feels great to have the first event out of the way. You know, it's second place. Good start up to the season, so I'm super pumped.